We are going to get back into it. It is map 3. It is the deciding map on which of these two teams will survive to the semi-final tomorrow. They'll play VP, the winner of this game. And Taz already stated he wants to play the Brazilians, but the Brazilians surely do want to play him. They've got the task of taking down Titan first.
Let's have a look. It's going to be Titan starting on the T side here. They've got 3 armor players, 2 utility guys, shocks in existence with smoke grenades and flashbangs here. So going to be taking a very passive approach to this map. Waiting for that CT push to come in, but it's not going to happen because Luminosity just holding back here, not going to be showing too much. 2 players towards the top of Banana. They are playing more of the offensive foot towards top of middle. Not going to be playing on the bomb side just yet. It's we're waiting for information gathered, but nothing really coming to anything interesting just yet.
RPK and Smiths, they're just waiting for the time to go. They've got the bomb toward that apartment as well as the... actually, I take that back. Scream's there as well. So I was going to say the 3 other players at the bottom of Banana. The overlay, the map, slightly confusing. But either way, it's Bolts that's going to face this first. The second they walk up that stairwell, he'll be confronted. He's got no armor as well. He's the one that's got the kit. He's playing that far forward in the apartments. It's a bit peculiar because if he goes down apartments, that kit's effectively ungrabbable. So if it comes to a plant position, they're going to try and sell this as well, Titan, as they head with 2 players on toward Banana.
Exactly what they're going to do, right? They've got shocks in existence with the smoke. So there's 2 guys working up to the B side. They're going to smoke off coil, smoke off spawn, try and sell a full-on fake here, pull one of the CTs away from the A site, and this is where the explosion will come in towards that apartment area.
Important to see that Bolts has fallen back inside the site because, again, he has the kit. He needs to be in a regrabbable position. Fur pushes down mid. They haven't spotted anyone in the A apartment, so he thinks that they've got to be pushed into Banana. As he goes on the hunt, he gets taken down. Not only that, it weakens the defense that they initially did have on the A site. And to the fact that they've gone for retakes, Bolts goes very passive. Fallen will be the aggressor on the approach, but Bolts is going to get confronted at the top of middle. It's going to be Existence that actually wins the duel. Fallen goes down immediately after, and Titan, surely they've got this round locked up. Cold, he manages to pick up at least 1. Steel's got shocks as well. Steel's also got Existence trapped in the corner, but a good repeat from the Frenchman. And now Cold, he has to figure out if this is worth it or not. He's got armor, and is that viable in the next round? Can he do any more damage? They won't even let him. Titan's going to push forward. RPK gets the kill. And it'll be the first blood to Titan.
Really nice round there from Titan, actually. That tactic working out perfectly for them. Waiting and running the time down till about 1 minute mark, seeing what the CTs are bringing towards the party. Didn't get any information there. Then shocks in existence, getting up towards B, selling that fake really nicely. Smoking off coil, smoking off spawn, making it look really convincing them, falling back and actually forced one of the CT players to push down middle. They found that first kill, and it just left a completely open bomb site towards A as well. Bomb goes down, a little bit airy towards the end, but they get the job done. Existence picking up 3 kills as well. So another nightmare situation for Titan. They can't throw away this round. Sticking together, 4 men just walking up to the top of middle. Force by coming in from the Brazilian side. So Bolts and Fur waiting for them with the Desert Eagles as well.
Cold's going to try and get that aggressive position. We see it already. They've got the flat line in A toward the front, the top of middle. No one playing passive whatsoever. Meanwhile, passive, that's where they're sitting on B. Titan knowing the situation. They're not going to go overcommit to anything here. SMGs, tons of opportunity for them to build up bank. They know that they can just rush into the site when the time comes, and it looks like that time may be coming over toward the B site. And Steel's in a very open position with that Deagle.
I'd like this into a proper execution here. Don't just walk in and walk into a crossfire, smoke off spawn, smoke off coils, flashbang over, and make sure you just guarantee yourself the round here. Don't need to do anything too silly. That's not the way to do it, but they get taken down. RPK replies and falling against 2. Once again, they're making these mistakes.
Not only that, he did headshot damage onto RPK with the helmet, so 8 HP left on him. It's exactly what you didn't want to see, Henry, that initial peek without the utility. It does now limit Fallen's position, but they still have a really good chance here to, again, eco Titan. It would be the 3rd straight time. That would be remarkable, considering the context of how important this match is in the tournament. RPK gets a little bit forward. Bomb's already down. He falls to Fallen. It could be Scream now to 1-on-4. Knows the situation, knows they're coming from all angles. There's nothing he can do. LG pick up another eco round. And again, they'll tie it at 1.
Stop walking into bomb sites blind, for goodness sake. Like, what are they playing at? Just to get that control, they get the top of Banana. They've got everything to play for. They had all the utilities. They could have smoked off key positions, flash banged in, but instead they opt to just walk in the bomb site 1 by 1. Lose 2 kills, make it a horrible situation. Actually only get 1 kill on that anti-eco. So disappointing to watch. And time again, they make this mistake, and it's going to cost them games. They need to sort this out and work out how they go forward from this, because this is actually becoming a major issue for Titan. As Luminosity do fight back here, getting that round on the board, and it's going to be the force by them. Interesting enough, though, Smiths has got an AWP. God knows how he's got that. How many kills has he got? He's got 0 kills. I guess someone must have dropped it for him. That's actually pretty nutty. He's got an AWP going to round number 3, but there we go. He's going to have to do some big work here.
This is interesting to see Cold pushing this far down Banana as well, because this will allow, should they elect to do so, Steel to rotate off the site sooner to support what's going on in A. Meanwhile, they're going to set up for a double position on the arch side. So they've got good crossfire positions, and if they go without leaving someone toward mid to cancel off the fact that they've got that low player on Banana, that Cold is sitting toward the tree, he could actually push out early and try and catch them off if they can lock them at the top of mid. So it could be a trapped situation for Titan if they don't find an opening pick or some map control to force out Fur. That smoke over on the left side on Arch does mean that he's got to get more passive toward the library. That'll give them a start at getting out of Danger's way. But Cold, again, keep in mind, if his timing is such, he's still going to be an absolute problem for Titan if they can't get forward. And Fur's going to wait. Smoke off on the archway. That takes out any chance of someone rotating from Speedway doing more damage, but Fur locked inside. Moto is going to take two. Bomb down as well. Smith, excellent reshot as he does get that AWP in play, and he's going to take a shot now toward Pit. Bolts is gone. He's got the bomb, and it's a 3-on-3. Problem is, though, and even though they've got apartments, they've got two players on short.
Wow.
Good play from Scream as he takes down two. Cold and Fallen gone, and suddenly we're turned around again. Steel's going to walk in. It's a 1-on-3. Bomb gets planted, and this round is all of a sudden against him. He'll pick up the first on Scream at least. He's got a kit to work with, his only flashbang now thrown, and he's actually caught himself with it, so he's got to wait more time. And as soon as he rounds the corner, Smiths is there to conclude it. It's going to be 2-1 for Titan.
Huge round there from Titan. They rectify the mistake from the second round, and Smiths going for that risk of hitting the AWP up on that round, and Scream with some fantastic work with the AK-47 as well. Very impressive individual performances there. They get the second on the board, and it looks like Luminosity won't be forcing into this round. Just going to upgrade their pistols. Cold Zera get some body armor, but what a way to get back into that game. Smith has some really nice set shots there, and this is having a look at the Twitter poll. It kind of has decided here, going back to more kind of equal keel here as we go into round number 4. This should be Titans all day long, considering the bye Luminosity have, but they've managed to throw this one away. It's going to be so difficult for the morale on their team.
And they know Fallen's behind that car, so they'll spam away onto him, catch him in transition. No safety to be found, no solace inside the site. As Shocks will now take down Cold, it's one less CT player in the way of yet another round for Titan to take an early lead that seems to evade them when they get pistols. Shocks will get spotted up at least toward mid. He's using the Tech 9. Not a huge deal that he's gone, but it does give Bolts the option to run back inside the site to turtle up greater. And with that kill on Shocks alone, it's going to push the T's toward the two remaining CTs. They've got a crossfire set. Flash comes out. Great peek from Steel. But even more important that Scream does get the refrag before he can get away and leave it in a 3-on-3. First going to wait toward Orange's one. The last player not yet rotated from CT, and he's going to fire away too quickly, not relying on his accuracy. It gives the kill away, and now surely the round as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just going to be Bolts left towards that Ruins area, and he has a P250 in hand, so if you can find a single frag here, that'd be good. There is Scream on a very low HP, so potentially could find him. RPK will try and deny that as much as he possibly can, though. Bolts funnel towards the spools now. Maybe able to find this kill on Scream, you know. He's just actually hiding behind that fountain right now.
Yeah, it's not really going to work out, though, is it? It's just going to be a matter of trying to knock down these rifles as Bolts gets a little more forward. They leave Existence to take the fight. He's the one with 53 HP. The rest are on 13 and 11, so they can't afford to. They've got to run away from detonation. And it'll keep all 4 players alive, but the only one with guns holding on to, that's Titan. It's 2 AKs, the op that'll survive into the next round. So they'll be able to buy in the CT side. Only just no AWP in play. They're not going to be able to afford it.
This is their Fallen's on very low money as well. He's only got 3K in the bank. It's going to be a difficult round for Luminosity, and one that could cost them a huge amount. Probably will be on a double eco after this, but let's see what happens. Smith's keeping the AWP in hand. It's going to have Fallen on the Mag 7 as well. Fur on the FAMAS. No kits across the board for the Brazilian side, so definitely a difficult round for them. Bolt's going for this heavy aggression towards Banana. They'll be pushing down. Smith spots him though. Give the call off to his teammates. He probably can decide to go straight up to middle at this point.
That's where Titan's trying to group. Smith's just going to come back around that smoke at the bottom of Banana, though. I mean, like you said, this just gives so much control right now towards Fur and Bolts. Fallen, Cold Zero, they've gone more passive as well on A, knowing that it's very likely, meaning that that's the only option that Titan have to work with right now. And Steel's holding Pit, but it means that Shocks, who now does head toward the apartments, will at least get up the hallways. Steel's flashed himself around the corner at least to check that, but it happens a little bit too soon, so Shocks will still get the advantage. Well, all this is going on, and that smoke has dissolved on Banana. They've gone more passive. The bomb, as well as 3 players from Titan are heading in that direction. Bolts is going to be holding aggressively. Flash comes out. He is going to take the first fight, but he's got to be careful because he's got the A1. He's already shot half the ammo in his magazine, and RPK is able to catch him before he finds safety.
Wow,
what a shot from Scream as well. First down on the site, and Shock's inside. The smoke is just waiting. He's going to lurk the offsite. He'll try and catch the rotation as the bomb will go down on B.
He's going to find it as well. You can see Steel probably just looking for any sort of flanks coming in. The CTs don't really have much chance in this round. No kits available. Have got 3 men alive. They're just going to try and keep the guns in their favor. Shock's on the hunt in his A apartments, trying to find out if he can find Steel here. He probably won't get this kill. I don't think he'll be checking this angle.
Yeah, Steel knows he's coming, but he may get checked that angle. He opens it up slightly, but Steel, good awareness to know that Shocks was still lurking in the A site. That's going to keep them in a better position to have 3 guns survive into the next round. Scream's going to give up on this. He knows that they can't really afford to hunt either. It's still too early in the game. And it will be another round for Titan.
It's looking really promising for them. Bouncing back into this after winning the pistol and getting eco. They get 3 in a row. Problem is that Luminosity did save 3 guns there. They're going to be aware of the situation, so they can justify forcing up the rest of the guys into this one. So 2 Famises, an AK-47 on Steel. Fallen still with that Mag 7. Want to get that guy on an AWP as soon as possible. This time they do have 2 kits to play with as well, so definitely a round they have an option to get into, but need to be finding this first frag. Titan definitely know they're in the driving seat here. If you're going heavy towards B as well, going for that early control with 4 players.
Fallen with the shotgun needs to be able to dodge that damage in the corner. The fire doesn't actually reach that far, but he didn't want to take the chance, so he falls back further to CT, making that range longer and the gun less effective. Flashbang's going to catch him. Smith goes in, and Fallen just tries to fire blindly, hoping that some of those pellets will find a target. Stream goes down. His wish comes true, but he's still got problems. Low HP on Smith. Surely he can pick up this kill with his shotgun, but not hitting that first shot. Almost gave it away. He in turn goes to 1 HP. The vampire effect of taking the life from his opponent, he's left with what he once had. It's now Shocks to try and hold off Banana as the 4 CT players approach from their spawn. It's RPK to take the first. Cold goes down, and the bomb continues to tick away. Kit on Fur as well as Bolts, but surely the guns are valuable in this position. They still seem to want to control for this. Fallen's gone for the AWP, so the 1 HP is not going to make a difference. Bolts is going to walk in. RPK's gone. They just need to hold for the fuse, and Bolts, he finds Shocks.
Really disappointing round there from Titan. They get that first entry kill onto the site, and it looks like Scream just a little bit too frag happy there, running through the smoke, completely sacrificed himself to run through, and somehow gives Luminosity a window into retaking that side. At one point it looked like they're actually going to fall back and save, but Scream gifting them the kill. Difficult round for them. It's interesting to see how Titan are approaching these rounds as well. They've actually gone for a very similar style to their French comrades, Envious. Actually, Shocks is playing the happy role by himself, watching the lurks and then allowing his teammates to go into bomb sites quite cleanly. But that round falling away out of their grasp. We'll be able to buy into this one, but Shocks is going to be on the Tech 9.
That flame at the top of mid will just limit Titan's movement further. Bolts looks toward the apartments to try and do early damage. Furthering that delay, there's also going to be a smoke at the top of middle. Still a passive hold on Banana, mind you, so they won't go for the early rotations. Titan going to commit all 5 onto this A site, and that means there's only 3 defenders. Cold forced to go very passive toward Library. Second smoke as well. He's not going to spot them, but he may hug the corner. That means he can at least get 1, make it now 2, and Shocks goes immediately past him. And Bolt has picked up 2 himself, but RPK is still going to try and make a round of this. It's not to be. Fur's there. It's now 3 for Luminosity. They pull within 1.
Yeah, Titan going for that nice execution. All the smokes planted there, but Luminosity in such a passive setup there, just playing behind the smokes, making Titan come into their crossfires, and it's just complete spray down there. And it's going to force Titan into a difficult situation in terms of the money. You can see 2 or 3 players can't really justify a buy here. RPK has got some decent cash, but going to be saving it for the next round. So you'd assume an AWP will be coming out soon. But that last round, that was Titan. That could have been opportune for them to actually run away with this T side now. But Luminosity fighting back. We're going to round number 8 and Fallen with that AWP picked up now. He's playing towards quad. Trying to work out what the T's are presenting towards him. So far, not much. So they slowly edge their way up towards mid.
The smoke execution to play with the Tech 9s. Steel forced back. He's blinded as well. He needs to get around the corner. That could have been dangerous. They're going to go for the wrap strategy. Fur, he's dead on with his positioning. He cuts off Smiths. He's down already. Takes down RPK as well. And it does mean that although Scream gets onto Banana, the plan has been foiled. It's just Scream remaining. He's picked up an AK, so he's always a threat in this position for that exact reason. Another great shot from Scream, but Fallen is there, and they'll knot this back up.
Yeah, the thing about Scream is he needs to start hitting those shots at the beginning of the rounds. He needs to start getting some entry picks, and instead of us being in that last clutch situation, I prefer him to be more of an entry role and utilising that aim a lot more effectively. But there we go. Luminosity 4, Titan 4, all to play for still, and they will be coming in with the full AK buy into round number 9 here. So no AWPs purchased, Titan. Have got a full inventory of smokes and grenades, so potentially do something a bit more tactical here. Fallen now changing his position, going towards Banana, going for that first pick as well. Will spot Smiths, doesn't manage to land the shot though. Now he'll be pushing down a lot more aggressively as well, which is interesting from him.
Sharks is going to try and find a way in toward the boiler room. We haven't really seen him go for this jump boost yet, but it's not going to really be a problem. He can easily make this jump right now with the positioning of Bolts and Fur passively in A. But now this round, we will see that early rotation with Fallen waiting inside Banana. Steals come over early. Cold is inside the cubby. The flash comes out. He's got one. Make it two. He's looking for the third. Not to be. Smiths gets back into it, but he goes down immediately after to steal. Fallen winning Banana, dropping the bomb. Again, it's Scream left in a 1-on-4. Again with an AK, Henry, but very likely, again, it's going to be Luminosity's round.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a 1-on-4 situation. He has got time to play with. That's going to be it. The problem for Titan right now is they're allowing Fallen to stay at the Banana by himself with the AWP. That allows his teammate to rotate back off towards Arch and back up and then just be fully set up for that take on towards the mid area. Titan need to be gaining control of Banana first. They can't allow that area to be completely locked down by one man and just feed into the hands of the CTs there. They need to gain positional control before going into these executions. It's kind of CS 101 right now. Just allowing Fallen to get that position, say, yep, guys, I'm absolutely comfortable here, no pressure whatsoever. I've got full vision, go rotate back, they're going to do an execution onto A. Job done. And now we have seen the timeout coming in. I assume it's tactical. Was it Titan
that called it? Yeah, it was absolutely Titan that called this. They know that they're slowly getting forced out of this game in some ways, just absolutely brute force from the CTs. It's now 4 rounds in a row. They had a decent stretch. Remember, it was back and forth. The pistol did go to Titan. Of course they got eco'd. It almost goes without saying in this
I don't know why. It's not like they're getting locked out of it or something. Luminosity doing something sick. They're just doing real basic errors, going into bomb size blind, not executing properly when they have grenades. There's some real difficult rounds for Titan here, just showing that this side, under the helm of Shox here, still have some kinks to work out of their strategy book. But Luminosity definitely in a strong position now. The thing is for me for Titan, need to start getting map control before they go into these executions. Obviously, they've got them in their book. They know how to do all the smokes or the flashbangs on this map. They just need to do them at the right times. You can't just do them at the beginning of the round and after you've lost banana control and hope it's going to work out for you. You need to be applying pressure, pushing the CTs back, making them question themselves, and then that's when you go into the side. That's when you need to be executing.
So Titan, can they get back in? I mean, again, this is slipping away, and you talked about them not getting banana control. That's something LG is definitely going to do. So the bananas, as always on Inferno, goes without saying, is a very important part of this particular game because, again, we know Luminosity are loving to attack that B site. With a Molotov strategy, Titan's going to have to be able to get, I would say, against Luminosity's T side on this map, I would say they need at least 7 rounds, if not more.
What's interesting as well, obviously Shox, we talk about him being one of the top talents in the world with the rifle. He's currently putting himself in this lurk role, the kind of happy position, and he's actually currently sat on 1 for 8, right? So they're not really utilizing him effectively. He's kind of waiting for his teammates to go in, waiting for rotations. It's not already happening for him. I think he probably wants to get in there with his team, start making things happen. We go back into this game now. It's going to be Luminosity 5, Titan 4, round number 10 coming in. It's going to be a quasi-buy coming in from Titan. An interesting time to take a pause, considering they weren't going to buy anyway, but they're going to be going in with Tech 9, CZs, and P250s. No utility really to speak of apart from a couple of flashbangs. And Luminosity will be taking the AWP back towards middle this time, but the aggression coming in towards Banana.
Still gonna line up too. It's Fur instead that gets all of the kills immediately after, but either way, it's 4 gone. Down to existence. He'll catch those 2 players that were pushed forward. They were low enough on HP, but he's still in a really tight position. Picks up an M4. Tries to make something of the round as Fallen waits on CT side, and the last 2, they'll try and flank it out from Banana, realizing, in fact, when they peek that they've got the bomb, but Fallen's got an ace up his sleeve. Rather a trick, not an ace in terms of 5 kills, but you know what I meant.
Just a nice little shot, I guess.
Yeah, a magic one. Okay, listen.
Okay, stop the magic.
Why are you going to take it down so much? Why can't you let us have this?
We were saving that for NIP games. You're just
That's
using
true,
all the good material now.
Unfortunately, I think NIP games might be numbered now, so we may have missed our chance.
A conversation for another day, perhaps. But anyway, we go into round number 11. And this time, Smiths will be picking up the AWP. He's going to be trying to slow things down potentially and try and lock down the aggressive play from Fallen so far. He will be probably changing his position once again, going towards Banana once more. Smoke coming down towards the top of Banana. This is the time where Titan need to be gaining positional control of somewhere, pushing it back, making CTs question themselves before they go into this execution. What can they do with this round? I'd assume Smith's probably going to try and walk up and try and work a pick somewhere. Wait for that smoke to disperse. But 3 players from the Brazilian side now towards B. I'm expecting this.
Steel waiting near the sandbags as well is a decent position, but this is commonly checked and commonly Molotoved. There's 2 of those right now on the T side. Whether or not they choose to deploy it in that position is up for debate. Regardless, Steel's going to flash himself in. One's gone by him while he's blinded. He still manages to line up 2. It's cold to get the second kill, but the damage was still done. Smiths, he fights back, and now it's Steel down. And it's a 2 versus 2. Smoked off as well, but Fur's doing so much damage, he burns him alive inside this site. I'm not 100% sure he hit him with a bullet, but regardless, the Molotov did the damage, and Fur will follow it up with yet another kill. Luminosity will find their 7th round.
What a crazy round that was. Such a heavy exchange towards the top of Banana there. All 3 players fighting back against the Titan side. Smith missing some key shots, but manages to finally land it with the Glock, and then getting burnt alive there by Fur. Great retake from them. They pick up the AWP. Bomb does go down for Titan, so after losing 6 in a row now, I think they're a maximum loss bonus, so $3,400 coming into their accounts, plus that $800 bonus from the bomb as well, so they can get a nice healthy buy going into this round. This time going for full AKs, full utility. Looks like this one, they're not out of it yet, but it's definitely slipping away from them. Most of the round has been very convincing for Luminosity in the last 6.
Smith's going to try and get in position to counter off this flash play. You talked about taking over the banana control. They weren't even expecting it because that's how uncommon it's been. The Titans done anything about it. So big kills for Smiths to pick up this time.
It's not like Titan have done anything of any worth there. It's just Smiths had a good spawn, got towards logs. LG weren't expecting it, but Steel's fighting back. He takes down Smiths. He's going to be alone on this bomb site. Needs to do something huge, but he will be smoked out of position. Probably will make the call. It's not really worth going for this now as he gets taken down as well. RPK punishes him towards CD spawn. Now Cold Zera is rotating, and they do fancy this. No, they are.
I think they're just going to look for exits. Yeah. I mean, they've got 10K right now on Fallen. Reasonable money on Fur and Bolt. Steel and Cold, they're not quite in as much of a fortunate situation, but either way, they can afford to at least look for exits in this case.
Once again, the kills there.
Whoa, he saw those tracers. It was a good effort, a little bit late on the shot, a little bit late pulling the trigger, but what that lock does is the sounds of thunder force them down the alleyways of Banana where Cold waits. He takes down 1 already. He's got the flames out to lock them in. He can control the peak. Not only that, get away quickly, and they've got to wait for these flames to go away before they could even try and chase onto him. So, well done for Cold to at least get 1 more gun down. He knows the situation. He knows it's still tight for the terrorist side.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you that Titan did something really clever there and actually worked out what they needed to do to break down the CT defense. It just came down to a really good spawn from Smiths. He got to logs before the CTs even spotted him. They ran straight past him. Didn't even think that'd be a possibility. He gets a big spray down. They get into the B site. Steel almost made a comeback there, but unable to do much more than 1 kill. And Titan get their 5th on the board. So even if they don't get another one, it's still a semi-decent half of them so far. Still 2 rounds to go. Let's see what they can do here. They're going to round number 13.
They're going to boost up as well on top of the flower pot right now. AWP in play for Smiths, trying to spot above a potential smoke. And that smoke is deployed at Car, as we see now. And I take back, actually, he's got the AWP, or excuse me, the AK, not the AWP. And watch for the passive hold this time on A. They're going to give up pit, which is a bit confusing. They're going to try and just hold it with a double arch side play. They'll change that.
This is better now. Titan at least going for that banana control at the start. They only force back CD players, so they don't have the information at least. Going to be Molotoving off the top as well. Fallen waiting though. Should be able to get one of these picks. Spots an elbow there. Will he take the shot? There it is. Gets the first one in a difficult situation now. They're going to be smoked off, and that's actually fantastic for the CTs.
This is good though from Steel. Steel picks up through the smoke, and that bails out Fallen, who wasn't able to pick up that second shot. And now they just go on the hunt. 7-5 potentially about to extend itself further, but Shox may go at the right time. First just checked it and looked away, so Shox is able to at least pick up 1. They're going to push through on that, but Bolts, that's a big kill. If they'd lost that one, then Titan really had a chance to take over the A site. Instead, it comes back to Shox, 1-on-3 now, but not a lot of time to work with. 30 seconds seems like an eternity, but not when you've got 0 map control, and they've already got you figured out. So Cold closes the round. It's going to be 8-5 now in favor of Luminosity with 2 rounds to go in the half.
And that teamwork from Fallen and Steel. Fallen getting that first pick, gets himself in a difficult situation. Smoke gets dropped instantly. Titan not sure whether to push through, and Steel just punishes them all day long. 2 frags through the smoke. Really nice stuff from them. and it's going to put, after winning that last round, and resets the money bonus for Titan. Only going to get $1,400 into this round. They did have money saved over from the round they won before, so three players getting AK-47s, 2 players on the Tech 9s. Fallen, though, going for this aggressive pick towards second mid, though. Misses the shot there towards second mid, and now then it's going to slow down the pace of Titan a little bit. They get smoked out of position.
It's going to be, again, a change of play from Luminosity by bringing that AWP over to the A site this time. But once more, they have that banana control, like you continue to mention, and therefore can have the early rotation. How early is it going to be, though? Because Scream's already taken down Fallen. Despite that it's a trade, it means that they are close to the A site. Good hold from Ceiling. Cold as he drops into pit. Those Screams there, and another headshot for him. Brings it back to a 3-on-2. And now they've got the early rotation and the last man in play, but bomb's already planted. Fur looking for the shot, does find Scream. The last man, RPK, stuck inside the site. Needs to fight his way out. He's got them blinded up. He's got Fur eliminated. He's going to get them both as well. Brilliant play so far, but he's not done yet. He's got to find Bolts, and he almost has the favor in this play. RPK, what an absolutely crazy round.
Absolutely nuts there from RPK. Really is showing some of his former CSS glory in the last few weeks. He has stepped up massively there. 3-on-1 situation going in his favor. Looked like all the odds were against him as well. That was a round for Luminosity to throw away, and he capitalizes. Absolutely fantastic stuff from him. We go into the last round though. It's actually played a little bit of havoc onto the money of Luminosity. Just Fur on the Famous set. They have gone for the double AWP setup. Cold, Zero, and Fallen are going to be wielding them this time. Crazy scenes there, and giving Titan another lifeline. As we go 8-6 now.
Fur's going to wait this time toward Arch as well, but they've got that second man. Still, they look for this position, LG. It's only really been confronted the one time, effectively, with smokes, because Cold waited in that Cubby's position. He managed to get 2 that time, but since then, they haven't really pushed on so quickly. Instead, this time they're going to go to the truck side. Fur's waiting inside the site. He's doing a bit of a dance, trying to figure out his best angle. His best angle may not amount to much for him, but it does for Bolts and Cold, and that may be enough to take the round, looking potentially at 9-6, and that's what we will arrive at. Including the first half, it's Bolts with the last kill and Luminosity with a good lead.
That round from the RPK though, out of nowhere, it seemed like they were just completely out of that round, and then he steps up, and that's absolutely huge play from him. 6 may be enough for them to hold on to. Pistol going to be huge once more, and Titan really need to sort out. If they win the pistol again, they need to make sure they're not getting anti-ecoed here, but still signs of hope for them as we go into the second half here. Luminosity were running away with that game, but some big individual plays there. We saw Smiths with that play towards the logs area, then LPK the 1v3. It seemed like players had to step up huge for them to get any rounds on the board there, but let's have a look at the scoreboard now. We can see who's stepping up big here on Inferno.
The interesting thing is steals at the bottom, but where it's based on efficiency, which is effectively how much they do in rounds they win. A lot of his kills, therefore, are coming in rounds they aren't. So that still does well to keep the economy in check. Those kills definitely still matter, but he's not having the same impact on rounds they win, whereas Cold, all of his kills have a huge impact.
Absolutely.
And we saw that. Every time that he got a kill, it was usually on an entry, a counter entry on the A site. It was able to shut down the push from Titan, and therefore they were able to lock down the round. So that's a pretty indicating stat, just that efficiency one, in this particular case at least.
What I liked about Luminosity's setup as well was how they used Fallen almost every single round, changing him around, keeping him very dynamic, and making sure he's doing huge play. As you're pointing out to me now as well, we called about halfway through that half is when Shox, putting himself in this role where he's by himself, isolated on the map sometimes, he finishes that first half on 4 for 14. He's one of the players we expect to be lighting up the scoreboard normally. He's one of the star players on the team. We want him to be going huge on this, and he's just putting himself in his roles. He's just watching for rotators, essentially. That's all he's really doing. And for me, that's not really enough. Get him involved in there. Get existence on this lurk role. Get him watching the rotators. Like, get Shox within the fragging unit. Get him in there getting entry kills with the rest of the team. That's, for me, what you want to be using Shox.
Yeah, I mean, he's got so much skill. We talked about that. And throughout most of the day, we've seen him have decent performances. In fact, he was absolutely phenomenal in the first half of the first map on Cash. Him and Cole both were, in fact. Now he's gone quiet, and now is the game, the first time that Luminosity have had a pretty comfortable lead at halftime. So if Titan can get the pistol, like you say, avoid the anti-eco on the counter-terrorist side, bring it to 9-9, then it's definitely game on. It's not done and dusted.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if Lumi can pick up the pistol, it may just be.
I think there's a few more twists and turns here, Matt, before this game is concluded. I'd say we're almost in a great position here, getting 9. Potentially should have had more there. Some big situations going in Titan's favour towards the end. But Twitter poll on your screens right now, not really much to report, about 50-50. I think that's about fair. We're not really sure how this one will go down. It's going to come down to this pistol round, and whoever wins it, making sure they don't get anti-eco, it's going to be a huge factor going forward. So it looks like the players are readying up now. 10 players ready. I think I'm just waiting for the admin to push the big go button.
Big CSGO button.
Yeah, nice map.
Thanks, man. I'm
good.
really clever.
Yeah, you're really on fire today.
Dude.
On point.
Always.
Well, here we go then. We will be going into the second half now. If you're just joining us, it's Luminosity on the T side on 9 rounds. Titan on CT with 6. Pistol going to be huge here. What kind of round can we expect here? I'd assume Titan may be showing some aggression towards Banana, trying to get that early information and potentially get the first pick as well. Let's see what they can do here. It's going to be 4 sets of armor purchases, is it? Oh no, 2 utility players for LG. So you have Steel and Fallen with the smoke grenades. I normally suggest you go towards B when you buy that, and full sets of armor for Titan going forward. So that's a difficult round for them. They have no single kits here, so you'd assume they need to go for that aggression at the start of the round.
And that's what Existence wants to do. Scream's going to stay more passive, though, on B. So like you say, you'd expect them to be very aggressive. They're not really. They don't even have the utility in terms of grenades. Scream's got 1 decoy. So you might try to get clever and throw it as a fake flash in this situation, but...
This would almost certainly be a B play from Luminosity. The fact they have a Molotov and 2 smokes, it means they can smoke off coil, smoke off spawn, Molotov the first oranges, and then they go into the bomb site that way.
Smart rotation, though, to bring it back over, because they are ready for this now. Shox is going to take the peek, but this is so aggressive that he's going solo like this, first holding the angle. That's just suicide from Shox.
He didn't need to do that at all. Like, that information was not worth it. When you're by yourself, got no one else to get the frag back from you, you're going to see what LG are doing. They're waiting for this mistake to be made, and this puts them in such an advantageous position as well. The CTs need to do something to react. They're not doing it just yet, and this is where the B play will come in. The smokes, I mentioned before, will be chucked any second. The Molotov, either new boxes or the first oranges, and then they'll make their way into the bomb site.
Steel going to line up the smoke towards CT. The second one as well will go toward the spool, and now we've got that first Molotov. They throw it toward new boxes. See how that lands on the little brick that sticks out the back pillar. That's why it's so effective. And watch for that to come into play when they've got the other 2 for oranges, but watch for Scream to get the shots when they enter into the site. Suddenly, he alone pulls this back to a winnable situation still for Titan. Fur's going to plant the bomb. Steel's position is very strong right now toward tree. RPK, he may yet check this. This is very common. But more importantly, watch the fact that Smiths is coming in from Banana. Steel wins the first duel, and now Smiths is going to get locked out. Fur's already located him, so Steel just has to wait for him to cross over. Bomb planted at the back of the site behind the fountain, and it's 8 HP for Smiths. I think he just wants the armor at this point.
Yeah, save the armor. They'll be forced by next round regardless, so that's going to be valuable to them. It's an unwinnable situation. And as predicted, it's kind of the round Luminosity were hoping for. This will hold up and wait for the CTs to make the mistake. To his Shox, who actually was forcing the issue. I don't really know why he had to do that. Just push it out by himself, gets owned. And then at that point, Luminosity, that round was tied up. Scream did some big work there with the USP at the back of the side, but that execution was pretty flawless from Luminosity. Smoking off the areas we talked about, Molotov in the new box at the back, forcing the CTs out of position. They had the double stack there, trying to kind of bait out. One player was there, and then there'll be a surprise at the back, but there was a perfect flush out. And Scream getting 2, but it wasn't enough. So we go into round number 17. Obviously, the force buy coming in from Titan. A round they'll be looking to win here. They've got 4 smokes here, so they'll be looking to lock out the T's for as long as possible. It's interesting, though. Luminosity gone for a full SMG buy here.
Look at how much utilities that allows them to buy, though.
Yeah, so I would assume it's be another B play coming in. Get the banana control, do the same smokes, and just keep it nice and fast and stay in the fragging pit.
I don't want to see them show their hand too much on that early, because that is such a strong play that if they can find a way to cancel it out Titan, then it really starts to limit what Luminosity can do. And if they, more specifically, if they start to stack up A or get aggressive toward Banana, that will really shut them down. So I'm curious to see what else they're going to pull. I mean, Luminosity, it's not like they're fools on the A side either, but that's definitely their main play on the B. With the Molotovs.
Once again, it's waiting for the CTs to do something here. They can just wind the clock down. And they have got 3 players towards second mid here, so maybe they can fake it out with Fallen and Bolts here. And you're going to be 2 players towards B. It's going to be Screaming Existence waiting for them.
Existence is going to be boosted as well, so this could be just enough to catch off LG on the entry, as they are now grouping inside that banana position. Bomb, it's rotated back over in the hands of Cold. The last one to join them, it's going to be Fur coming out of mid, and Smiths, he's getting slightly impatient on the A side, so he's going to rotate early. In fact, they're going to go now, and that one smoke may hold them out just long enough. Molotovs come in. Existence, he's going to be forced to move. They've got all the oranges covered, but they take the fight, they joust, they go forward, and they get at least 1 kill from Existence, but that's all they will get. Cold, he fires right back with 2 from the from the MAC-10. And Bolts gets another one on Smith. Bomb's now planted. Shox limited, locked out, but has the hand of at least his teammate RPK to work and hold, because they're going to try and work back into this site. Fur's on 1 HP, Bolt's on 8. There's a real chance here for them to go for this, but they've got to be quick because they don't have kits, and they're going to at least find Bolts. He's down and out, low HP, nothing he can do. As Fur just has to wait and bait, but Steel gets dinked up. They can actually make this possible if they try and stick the defuse right now. Fur, he's got to be so patient. He's got to hold on to this, and it is still going to be a very tight position. Very smartly done from Fur, though. He goes for the diffuser. Never mind shots, and the round is theirs.
Absolutely massive stuff there. Just had his objective in mind. He knew the CTs probably wouldn't have kits in that situation. Allows the clock to run down for about 6 or 7 seconds. Makes him a little bit uncomfortable. Gets the diffuser down and capitalizes on the round. That's how although it came down to that situation, that's how you should be approaching the anti-eco rounds. Feeling out the map for as long as possible, executing properly, and eliminating so many different options there for the CTs. Unfortunately for them, the CTs came in with a really good retake there. Came down to the 2-on-1 situation, but without that kit, it's still a very difficult round for them to win. So now they're going to be onto a pretty much full eco here. Shox did save a Mac 10. Has armor as well, and a kit. It's going to be the 4-man stack from Titan towards the B-bomb site. And once again, Luminosity just working the map, feeling out any CT aggression coming into them. They'll probably be waiting until about the 30-second mark once again.
Bolts is already looking to line up that smoke on CT. Throws it easily as he's already close to the choke point. And he's just going to wait with this Galil. RPK, he is behind the spools. If he shows himself, put himself in a headshot position, it'll be a kill picked up from, again, Luminosity, who sit looking to pick up the 12th round to double that of which Titan have. On the T side, any cushion they can get early on is going to be absolutely massive. Bolts, he has spotted at least one toward Emo. No one else showing themselves, so you may not read that it's a stack just yet with the 3 members of the CTs inside the site, but Fallen, meanwhile, he's still going to push on to A. Now they see a smoke deployed from Shox. The closer they get, the more they'll realize that Shox is very alone. And potentially very afraid. Either way, Existence, he might find Fallen as he pushes through the archway. Cold gets Shox. Bolts is going to find RPK inside B. They can't even rotate because he's going to hold the angle, and that'll allow the bomb to walk in toward the A site. I'm surprised it's not actually planted at this point. They're actually sitting with it toward Library. They're not comfortable. The pit's open, and Fallen getting Existence. Now they'll be able to put it in position.
Yeah, there's no need to plant the bomb unless you absolutely have to. You're not 100% comfortable. Just make sure you clear out every single possible option. Stay together. That's what they've done. They managed to get some really clean kills there. Scream picks up one. Gets a Galil for his trouble as well, but obviously they have no real option to go for this one. It's going to be trying to hold on to that Galil and the 5-7 on Smiths as well, but another clean round from Luminosity. Going to bring things to 12-6 in their favour on the T side. Fur takes down Smiths now, so they're going to be aware of Scream's position. You can see them hunting. Hungry for blood here. As they're going to be boosting up as well. This actually could work out.
That could work. This could work so well. Fur on the right side of the picture. That's what we're watching because he knows he's back there. He's trying to spray into Scream. Scream stands up, has to take the fight, and Fur's going to get it. Very clever. And no guns spared. 12 rounds picked up for Luminosity. And not much money at all in the CT camp. At least not enough. Okay, I take that back. They do have enough for the AWP, but do they go for it? Shox was the one with the money. No, he's gone for the M4.
Yeah, there's going to be full M4s across the board here. They don't have a single kit once again, so that bomb can't go down. Shox finally picks one up, so they have got one kit to play with at least. He's having a very quiet game indeed. They need him to start stepping up here on the CT side. This is where they lose this round. Things become very scary indeed. Going to now round number 19 here. CT's going to be showing some aggression towards the top of Banana. Existence going to be there, smoking it off at the top. But the thing is, we know how slow and methodical Luminosity can be. This may not be enough. We may want to save the smokes when the executions actually come in here.
Fur's going to wait here at this first arch to try and spot out toward the cart. Look how much, again, banana control. LG, they're going to take it every single round. Unlike Titan, where they group at the top of alt mid, where we're seeing Cold right now, they're going to sit in that banana position because they know that's a go-to play for them. They've got the 3 Molotovs in their hands right now. It's Steel, Bolts, and Fallen that have them. This is a problem. Again, Titan, they need to establish dominance in this banana position. Fur's going to be patient because there's no need to rush this. Again, they're very Na'Vi in their approach. They'll let so much time tick away. 40 seconds still, and we've got 10 players still alive. In fact, very little damage. And now they are grouping up. Existence pushes through. Fur, he's going to take down Scream. That makes it even easier. The Molotovs will go in, but it doesn't even need to move anyone other than Smiths at this point. In fact, they've elected not even to throw them. Is that going to haunt them? Smiths is going to wait. He lines them up. He takes down 2. There's still a chance, but Cold, he manages to get back into him before that falls apart. That could have been an absolute disaster. And rather than using those Molotovs to flush him out, which nearly cost them, they're going to use them to try and hold Shox and RPK out of position. RPK's gotten very aggressive, though. He's actually a little more forward than they may expect, and he could catch them off again because they're turning their attention elsewhere. He walks out. It's a bit awkward, but he'll take down Cold, and suddenly the tide turns. Shox gets Steel, and all from not throwing that Molotov, the one that they normally do. the round comes back against them. Smiths was 2 very big kills on the entry.
Absolutely massive. Like that trigger discipline he had there, waiting for his opportune moment for the players to line up, and it happened. He gets 2 frags down there, and RPK once again going huge, pushes through the smoke towards Spools, and gets himself in a very nice position towards CD Spawn. Takes a double spray down there. Around it looked like Titan had no chance of getting into. They flashed existence through the smoke there. Questionable push. He got taken down. And then they looked at the round, it was a 5-on-3. It looked like Titan had no chance whatsoever, but some individual players stepping up massively as we're going to round number 20 now. Luminosity definitely on the back foot in terms of the buy. Bolts on the grill. Not as much utility as they had before. Only 2 Molotovs to work with this time. And the CTs opting to have 3 men towards Banana once more. A huge round in terms of the economy for both teams, really. Whoever team loses this round, Matt, are going into an eco. So let's see how this one goes down.
I mean, it is a huge round, absolutely. Like you say, I mean, that last one, Luminosity, that again is their go-to. But because they get those 2 kills, they decide to keep the Molotovs elsewhere. It haunts them. And how quickly the round and the half can change. If they put themselves on 13-6 in that situation and force out a save from Titan, I mean, this could have been all but done. And instead, they've given Titan a chance. Rather, Titan, with the brilliance of Smiths, the cleverness of Smiths, have given themselves a chance. It's not like it was thrown at them. They definitely had to fight for it. Scream's going to double up that smoke at the top of Banana right now. Flash through as well, but does he go for the peak? Last time they got aggressive, it nearly cost them. This time, a little bit more discipline from Titan. And they're starting to be aware of the fact that Banana is a point of threat right now from LG. Here we go. First Molotov already deployed. That covers off Oranges, but they're not playing here. Scream, they've got other plans. They're waiting for the flashes to come in. Look how anxious he is, knowing that his vision, he wants to keep it. He wants to be able to take the fight, and Bolts is going to go. Slight gap towards CT, but instead they've made it for sale. They've gone back toward A. RPK's inside the pit, but Shox is going to bail him, taking cold above his head. He's the angel from above Shox, but he only gets 1 more on Fur, and that allows Steel to trade and take over the A site. Bomb will be planted before help will arrive, and now it will be a retake game with 1 kit in the hands of Existence. Smiths is going to fight in from Arch side. They know they're at least back toward the pit position, but have they got in toward apartments? Is there anywhere else that they could possibly be? Are they sitting in the side of the corners? They need to find out right now, Titan. And so far, the crossfire, it hasn't established any presence, but a great play from Smiths. He just holds down the trigger. He takes the fight. He's spotted Fallen. He may yet get this kill. No! He just lets off too soon. And Fallen fights back. It'll be 13 rounds for Luminosity and the save coming in from Titan.
So after showing so much presence towards that B-bomb side, this time Luminosity tried to do the little bait and switch there, going up there, getting control, throwing so many grenades and Molotovs towards that side, keeping 3 CTs towards that bomb site. They go back towards A. Shox does everything he can. He finds 2 frags, but it goes down to that 2-on-2. And then the 1-on-1, leaving Fallen on 4 HP as well. Difficult scenes there for Titan as they go into another force buy here. Shotguns, upgraded pistols, definitely up against the ropes. They've got everything they had in the bank used this round. It's been to round number 21 now. Luminosity in such an advantageous position and so close to taking the series.
Shox is going to wait with this shotgun. He's going to have RPK to try and hold off the bait, and there it is. It's 1, now 2, potentially more. Furry's got to get out of there. It's a dangerous position to be in with that gun firing at you. And he will do so successfully, evade the danger. Leave it in a 4-on-4 situation. Pistols in hand for Scream, Smith, and Existence. And now that they know the situation, that there is a shotgun, they don't need to play this position. Why is Cole taking that fight? He knows the shotgun's in apartments.
Yeah, well, it seemed like it's a gamble sometimes, a shotgun, not known for its consistency sometimes. Took the gamble and Shox capitalizing there and giving his team a lifeline. The thing is, 3 CT still towards Banana, and they're actually getting pincered right now. They're going to push out, take down Bolts as well. Coming to life now, 4-on-2. It's the last 2 remaining terrorist players towards CT spawn.
This is a very well done eco round from Titan. They've played this almost to perfection with the weaponry they have. Fallen will get Existence, still gives them a chance for this wrap, but Titan still occupy the ground which they need to plant the bomb upon. Damage done as well. Scream's gone to 9, Smiths is on 20, but Fur and Fallen are not much better off. In fact, you could argue worse for wear, considering they're still down the man. Fur gets a little bit anxious. He just wants Scream to overextend himself. He does eventually. And now it's a 2 versus 2. But Fallen, he's going to hold this plant. Smith knows it. He walks around the corner. There's 9 seconds. Furry's low HP. There's no way he's going to get both these kills. 1 to run and hide. 4 seconds. It's done. It's over. Fallen's going to chase it, but Shox, he's just not going to peek it. It's done, and now Fallen needs to hide, because if he loses his gun afterward, it becomes extremely problematic.
What a round that was from Shox with the shotgun, making things happen there. 2 kills in the apartments, keeps Titan alive at least for another round. That was such a huge play by them, investing everything they had, and it somehow pulls off, paying it to perfection there, funneling the T's towards the B-bomb site. And they had 3 CTs waiting for them as well. So now then, Luminosity on the ropes here, considering the buy they have. They've got a 1 AK-47 on Fur, which was saved. And the rest of the guys on P250s and Glock. So they'll be investing too much into this round and seeing what Fur can do. Titan, opportune moment here to actually stay alive. They've only got 2 rifles here, 1 shotgun and 2 5.7s, so still in a precarious situation. Would be on an eco still if they lose this round, so they need to make sure it's a clean one.
RPK waits in behind the statue as well in pit. This gives Shocks the angle toward Boiler. And LG, they need to explode right now. They need to run out so quickly that it overwhelms both players. That doesn't happen. Steele's killed before he hits the ground. Just the corpse to fall. And now it's Smith's shotgun at a long angle. Who's going to do battle with Fallen. That never really favored him. So Fallen wins that, but Cold, that's an even better kill because RPK down, it leaves it to just Shocks on the A side. He's got the AK, but he doesn't have the man advantage. He doesn't have the help from his friends. He still manages to get Cold, and now they know they can't hold this bomb plant down, but Bolts with that kill, he certainly will make a better effort this time. There's no one to support. He knows he's being pushed. It's Existence he has to win out against, and it's not going to happen. Existence winning with the 5-7 leaves Fallen with 11 HP to be very clever, and that's all he can hope for in this situation because both players have kits. He needs to almost be perfect. Existence actually thinks that it may not be toward that Boiler position. Scream instead, he's still going to resume that duty. It's going to go down, and it's Titan to get up 9 in total rounds. Far from done in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, but they do drop 3 frags, so still going to have a difficult time having the full buy here. I think they will be able to drop a couple of guns and make it work, so going to be in a healthy position nonetheless. Shock's going to be back onto that Mag 7. We'll be choosing to upgrade it. Yep, we'll still be on the Mag 7 here, so after getting that bomb down, looks like Luminosity can get a decent buy coming into this as well. Not going to have all the utilities they used to going into that B bomb site. That's such an effective play for them. Once again, the CT is going for that 3-man setup. It looks like an aggressive play towards B, but they're going to get flashed off. Scream getting Molotov in the top as well. Just try and slow down any teaser maybe there. Needs to be careful. Any kills they give away are going to be so important.
Fur's going to try and take over apartments this time with a little bit more cautious and care than what we saw against that shotgun. Scream, he finds the first kill again this time. If Titans start to pull this back, I mean, the money, it's slipping away from Luminosity.
It's actually a nice kill from Scream there. They push down Banana. Little spray through the smoke, finds the head of Fallen and took down the bomb as well. So it's going to rattle them a little bit. They had no real utility to play with to begin with. So what can they do with this? 55 seconds remaining. Going to be pushing up to Banana. All 4 men committed to this. So thing is, Scream has dropped another smoke there. It's going to delay them even further. What's the play here is they actually start throwing their utility over the top of the buildings.
That quick flash bounced in, doesn't really do much. And they won't act upon it either. Instead, without Molotovs, they'll try and work into the site, but Scream waits on the spools. It's Fur that goes down. He was the one carrying the bomb as well. And Scream, he follows it up with another headshot. Bomb's dropped. And LG are in a very tight position. Cold tries to fight forward and re-grab the bomb. Does at least get 1 kill. Steele, he needs to hold off from CT. They need to be so careful because right now, inside of construction, they've got Existence lurking. Steele, that's a big kill to grab. But look at the HP left right now on LG, and that was close as Steele looked away at the wrong time. He knows that RPK's coming. He turns back, and it's too late. Position sacrifice, but Cold manages at least 1. He's got to go one-on-one with Shocks. He's got to win this battle, and it's not going to happen. No chance against Shocks. And another round for the French.
So many tense moments going into this, so back and forth. But Titan getting another one on the board. That's 3 in a row for them. They stay alive and bring it to 13-10 as well. The money's going to be ruined for the Brazilian side here, so they can't really justify much more than a few Tech 9s.
And I looked down and saw, because I expected this, Fallen typing in dot timeout. That was unsurprising that they're going to just take this now. They know the situation as the money just continues to slip away. Again, another round they won't be able to buy into. There's no need to force it. They'll sit back and have to just accept the fact that it's going to go potentially to 13-11. Yes. And they gave themselves that good cushion, but now the terrorist side, it's normally a strong side for them, is really not working out.
It's just similar scenes to Cobble here. Titan fighting back, doing everything they can, tooth and nail, as it seems like every single round is coming down to one-on-one situations and this huge plays from individual required. Shock's coming to life a little bit more in the second half. Had a very disappointing first half, doing some big work here. He's currently on 15 frags. And I'm trying to work out what Luminosity play is from going into this one. They still have that better rounds, as you said, but they have about 3,500 average across the board. So I would say take the quasi buy this round, Matt, and see what you can do with this. Maybe get a few smoke grenades as well. Try and get a post-plant situation. Make it a bit uncomfortable for the CTs. Do some economical damage to them. That's pretty much all they can hope for in this one. So I'm sure Luminosity is trying to work out. If you remember the pause they did on Cobble, they came back with that fantastic quasi-buy going forward and completely decimated the CTs on the B bomb side. So interesting to see what Titan brings to the table this time.
That was with the wall of smokes again.
Yeah.
Tactical team, they know that they've got this in their arsenal. It's so weird that their tactics actually kind of are what led to the downfall of this game. The one round where they're like, all right, we killed 2. The likeliness of us needing those Molotovs, not that great. Oh, third player in the site, Smiths waits, kills 2, suddenly the round turns, and that's what broke the economy. That's what started us in this comeback for Titan. This could have been over already, potentially, otherwise. So that was a huge play from Smiths.
That was massive.
Just to line that up.
Like, it takes balls of steel, Matt. When you're sat there in Orange and you have players running around, your teammates are dropping, your teammates are questioning why you're not killing people, and you say, look, I've got this, I've got a huge play planned. He does it, finds both the kills there, and RPK rotating through to the spools as well. He steps up huge. RPK has been impressing me throughout this tournament. Obviously being one of the quieter players for Titan recently, but at the major, he had some big moments in this game as well, stepping up massively in some of the key clutch points as well. So he's been one of the stellar players going forward. It is currently 13-10. Looks like we're getting ready to get back into this one. It's going to be an exciting finish here as we go to round number 24. Looks like Luminosity will be going for that quasi-buy, going for upgraded pistols, some body armor. Not too much utility though, just some flashbangs and 1 Molotov and a smoke, it seems like. So let's try and work out where they will be going. I'd assume up towards middle, smoking off Arch, trying to burst up quad and seeing if they can force issue in that manner.
So it's Tech 9s, a CZ75 in the hands of Steel, and Fallen with a P250. He's got no armor, the rest of them do. Cold, in fact, he's got head armor as well. High smoke on Banana, they're not going to go for that. In fact, they look to be looking at the A site with a quick push. Flash goes through, smokes in the middle, they'll push either side, and they take down Shocks already. Smiths is in the archway. They need to know this position is here, as RPK is cleverly going to play from the graveyard, but will it be his own deathbed as he waits? Push from either side, it's not at all to be, as he picks up everyone, including the last shot on Steel. RPK, 4 great kills, and now we are 13-11.
Yeah, the mana just called out, steps up huge again. That play from Luminosity, going for the A split, utilizing quad and arch. Not really amounting to much, as RPK absolutely mows them down as they make their way onto the bomb site. So impressive stuff from him. We go into round number 25. This is a big one. Luminosity have got the full buy this time. 5 AKs and the full arsenal of grenades. So what approach will they go for this time? You can see Titan once again sending 3 men towards B. It's been a nice play for them. And Scream was able to pick up a kill last time. He's going to be at the front, waiting for any aggression coming up.
Steel's going to actually try and push into apartments again this round as well. So they'll stay passive, but they are a little bit more pushed down in Banana this time. Existence toward the tree. They seem to have a clue, because that nade, that was very clearly an indication that LG have an idea of what Titan are up to. But again, I mean, by limiting them on Banana, LG now have to be forced over to the A site. They seem to be comfortable with that right now, but holding these Molotovs, you would have expected that Banana would have come into the fold at some point in time, and they've got a 2-man approach on this arch side as well. In toward the cubby, RPK, he'll just bait them out. He'll be the one to distract so that they can just get the knife in the side from Smiths. And not literally, of course, but at least the surprise play from the rifle. Existence, he's not blinded up, so he still has the vision from when Fallen comes out of those T-stairs. But he wins the duel regardless, and that forces Scream back into the B site. And suddenly, guess what becomes an option again, Henry?
The B play?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going with. But it seems like they will be actually committing more towards middle this time. The bomb's going to be there. They're waiting for the CT mistake to be made. The key player in this situation is Steel. He's all the way to the end of apartments. There's only be 1 player towards that pit as well. And Bolts finds a kill. RPK replying, and now they will be in their A play. This is all to play for now. Smith finds a kill on the Fur. Cold Zera fighting back, but this is the play from Steel. 1 player remaining in the pit. This kill is going to be absolutely crucial. Shock's almost missing there, but it gets the kill in the end.
And if he could just hold Pit, even though he's only got 12 HP, he could foil everything. He's got so much control from this position because they can't get into a viable post-plant setup. And that allows RPK to walk in. All from Shocks just staying alive, and Titan, they'll pick up 12, bring it within 1. And LG with the lost round bonus will still be able to buy, but this is so fragile.
Shocks almost whiffed that shot in the back of the T player there, but he manages to hold on. RPK with another huge round, 3 frags for him, brings his total up to 23. And this game really is going to go all the way. 13 plays 12 now. Titan edging back into it. That's 5 rounds in a row for them. Luminosity have maximum loss bonuses. So $3,400 coming into their account each time. Going to be able to justify AK-47s, Galil, and some decent amount of grenades as well. Once again, Titan heading towards B bomb site with 3 players. And looks like Luminosity getting a bit uncomfortable now. seem to be getting into these bomb sites, just unable to close out the rounds, and these big retakes coming in from RPK and stepping up massively.
Yeah, RPK in the last few rounds definitely has been contributing in an outrageous sense, but you've also got two players that have made two big plays. Shocks, that time staying alive in pit, and Smiths, you go back to that round again. It all changes, it all transforms everything. They haven't picked up a round since then, by the way, Luminosity. As we hit 5 in a row for Titan. Still a decent situation with money. I mean, if Luminosity can win this round, they'll break the bank of Titan, but Smiths, he wants none of that. He'll take down Fur early. Cold waiting at the top of alt mid right now. We'll be joined with the bomb in the hands of Fallen and Steel, who's worked in toward the apartments. He's got control of at least Boiler, but is that going to amount to much considering they've got 4 men on the A site right now? The CTs have rotated over early. They're leaving their trust in Scream, the headshot machine, to hold off that choke point, and that gives Smiths another chance to take cold. Fallen gets back into Smiths, and now will they act quickly? Or will they slow down Still as they evaluate the situation? Bolts is going to go against Scream, and surely you would favor the Frenchman in this duel, but Bolts has gotten past him. He's evaded him, but not to be. There it is, Scream. Able to hit the shot convincingly. The problem is they are still coming to this. They committed. They waited for his call. They trusted their teammate Bolts, and without any time, they have to go. Steel's in late. Fallen wins the first duel. That's going to be traded by Scream, who takes the end of the round as well. It's 13-13. And even with the lost round bonus this time, LG is significantly limited on income.
Yeah, they're in a tricky situation here. Smith stepping up massively, finding those first 2 frags to get them into the round. And it seems like as soon as Luminosity lose that first frag, they get a little bit apprehensive. They're not really sure how to get into the bomb sites at that point, and they force themselves back in towards B. Scream stepping out massively again. 3 frags for him, holding it off with absolute fantastic fortitude there. As we go into round number 27, it is a force buy coming in from LG. Going to have 3 rifles, 2 Tech 9s, and this is a chance for Titan to finally take the lead in this series.
Nade out. Doesn't do any damage because it lands on the opposite side of the pillar, so that was the saving grace for Fur. Quickly, this has changed again. Titan, they took map 1, they fell apart a little bit on map 2, gave Luminosity the win, and like Luminosity was in control here, but suddenly it's been snatched from them. There is no comfort, as Existence will have the conceal of smoke to help him wait it out inside B. This time holding the hand of Scream, they'll play it together, and Fur's looking to walk toward them. Checks out sandbags, makes sure no one's waiting for the off-angle play this time, not to be fooled. But still with these weapons and not a lot of utilities, you imagine it's got to be looking toward this Molotov. They are. Yeah. This is where Bolts throws his orange 2 from.
Yeah, they're just going for the old faithful B execution here. Going to make things difficult. 2 CTs waiting for them.
So what this does, and that's actually a bit of a fail that time where it lands on the roof, but what it does is cover off all of the left side of the site. What it doesn't do is cover off schools. That's the only opening play, and that's where Screams gets all of the damage done. 3 kills, 1 assist, down to Steel, 29 seconds, bomb in his hand. And he's not even going to make it to A. I mean, it's going to be obvious at this point that he's trying. They're already going to rotate back over. You're going to have to think he just sits back and concedes, gives away the lead. Titan, they'll take it 1 up now on Luminosity.
Huge stuff there from Scream once again. He's so strong. Once he gets the AK-47 in his hands, just seems to be firing on all cylinders. Going to give it back to him. They know what kind of game he's having. And look at the CT setup now. They've actually got 4 AKs in their hand. Smiths presumably will be getting the AWP once again. But Titan coming back into this, fighting back strong. Luminosity with the force buy once more. Can't allow Titan to go onto map point here. And indeed, match point. Sending 3 players towards B once again. Titan looking to get into this. The crowd have come to life there.
Absolutely. A lot of supporters for Titan. Fur desperate to make a play. And Luminosity with more pressure on the A site this time. RPK is going to fall back off of the position underneath the atrium. Setting for the smokes in front of Library. Cold's going to hug the wall. They've only got that top smoke. They know that Shocks is here. They spotted him. A great kill already from Cold. Turns back. Has to react fast. And Smith, he misses that first shot. LG's picked up everything. RPK's with 1. RPK's with 2. But finally downed in the pit. He's been the problem on the A site already for LG. But this time it's on to Existence. And are we going to have another tie game situation? The money, it's still not great on Titan's side. They should be able to force... It's going to be tight, actually. RPK's got 52-50, but everyone else is below 3-6. So very tight situation now for Titan. Is LG just done enough?
He needs to stay alive so he can drop the AK and get a couple of guns down potentially as well. But that's a huge round for Titan to lose when they're in such an advantageous position. The Tech 9 rush just straight out middle that locks them down. It just seems that it caught with the trousers down a little bit there. 1 player towards Garbage gets taken down and just fell apart from that point. Luminosity coming back to life here. It was a must-win round for them. As we go into round number 28 now. well, 29 now, but Existence does save the weapon. So they will be forcing into this one, that's for sure. RPK is 6.6k. Open the guns. And this round could decide everything, Matt.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing with Luminosity. Even though they've been losing all of these rounds, they'll reset their economy, but it's not going to matter at this point anyway. What they have been doing is keeping it so tight that Scream, he's limited to the 5-7. They don't have very many utilities. It's only one kit for Existence, and it's literally holding on by fingernails to make this round possible for Luminosity. PK playing the tighter angle this time underneath the atrium. Support system in play from Shox, who will hold Pit, potentially try and do what he can to help out should they confront RPK at top of middle, and they're already uncomfortable with just that single smoke that's deployed from LG. They fall back already with a double man stack on Pit. It's Smith's on the arch side, but that gives a lot of map control for LG to work with. And watch for Steel to try and evaluate that from the apartments as well. All of the smokes deployed, one in front of Library, one on the archway, one on the left side of mid. Smith's is going to try and use that by holding on to Cubby. But they're not actually going to act on this, LG. They just want to see if they can force anything from Titan. If there's going to be any mistakes, they're actually playing the much slower style. Existence has already joined in the rotation. And with no one evaluating what's going on at B, they're actually going to walk into a situation with an extra man on the site. They need to find kills quickly. And Smith's, he's already spotted up one. Massive damage done on Defer. Forces him back around the corner further, but he's still got them lined up. The flash comes in, he overextends. Fallen gets the kill. RPK's locked inside the site, but Shox has rotated toward the Library position, and there's RPK yet again to take down Steel. Bold with one in response, but RPK, he's got yet another kill to work with. 2 in the round and 2 to go for Luminosity alive. 17 seconds. Back over toward B. They may yet beat Scream into position, who tries desperately with his pistol to get in place before they arrive. And Fur's low on HP. It shouldn't be hard for him to take that shot, and Scream stylishly does so. Cold's going to hold this, but he's going to get taken down as well.
That's
Scream's done just enough, and they will have first chance to kick the series home. 15 rounds now for Titan, 14 for Luminosity, and my God, the money is grim.
Well, they get the bomb down. That's a saving grace here. They get that extra $800 there. Had they not planted that there, it would have been a foregone conclusion, I think. But RPK finding the 2 frags once more, and Scream knew what he had to do there. Came in, all guns blazing with the 5-7. Takes down one, stops the bomb after he plants as well. So really exciting scenes here. We're getting into the crescendo now. 15 plays 14. One more required for Titan to knock out Luminosity. As we go into it, it's going to be 3 Tech 9s, 2 Galils, and a dream for Luminosity to stay in this one, to take it to overtime. Can they do it? They need to hold on.
Well, best of 3s have been the kryptonite of Luminosity in the past. The crowd's getting into it. Lots of support right now for Titan. Haven't heard quite as much for Luminosity as of late. They definitely had some in the morning games, but now they've got a tough task. 3 Tech 9s in play. Smoke already deployed at the top of middle. Doesn't create as much of a response this time because Titan know the situation. They know they've reset that money bonus, so they'll stay a little bit more aggressive. RPK's inside the site. Shox, though, is inside of the apartments. That's your biggest difference. And here we go. Same smoke play again. They're going to try and hold on to this. It's a bit stubborn. It's a bit careless, but no, Smith, he misses those shots. It's the same result so far to start the round. They won that pick last time on Shox, and interestingly enough, they're going to actually go for the wrap strat on B. Existence is aware of it. He's gone passive inside construction. In fact, they both are. He's got Scream beside him. They're going to line up, but no, it's only 1 kill so far. Existence with the second one. Now he finds the third. Cool goes down. The bomb's dropped, and it's Bolts to recover it, but they're down a man, and they're down on time. 30 seconds to go, but look at the kills. Bolts has turned it back around, and it's all down to RPK. He's been a hero so many times in this half, but he's going to have to be brilliant in this situation. Knows where both players are. He saw the one go to Emo. Bolts locked in the corner. He understands it's a crossfire. He understands it brilliantly, and there it is! RPK! What an absolutely crazy CT half from him! And you talk about the tank showing up, it's just run over Luminosity.
Unbelievable play there from RPK. He drops the 30 bomb as well. A 2-on-1 situation to save his team from overtime. It looked like it was certainly going that way, and somehow he finds it. RPK is back, and he's playing incredibly well here. What an amazing way to finish it off. The crowd are going absolutely wild. And I think he takes MVP for sure.
I've been highly critical of RPK since his return. He said when he came back to Titan before the roster changes that we saw, the 2 men in, 2 men out, he said, I just have to be half of what I used to be. I don't have to be a star on this team.
Yeah.
That never worked. I never bought it. But as of late, he's turned it on, and that, in my opinion, is the best LAN game that he has ever played. And Luminosity, another heartbreak. Again, it's the two teams that made it out of groups in Cluj that lose to the two teams that
This is crazy.
didn't.
So they've knocked out Navi, and then they've knocked out Luminosity. Where does it end? Do you think they could go all the way in this one?
If they did, it would definitely be uplifting. Shock said last night, if the night doesn't bring anything, it's over. He obviously meant this tournament. A lot of people read into that, but the night clearly brought something pretty special for them, I'd have to say.
Yeah, that was a really, really fun game to cast there. It went all the way. We had some close maps, some intense situations there. Inferno really was the full package going forward. It came down to the very last round, a 2-on-1 situation, and the man we've been talking about the whole time to finish things off in that 2-on-1. And what a joy that was to cast. One of the most exciting games of the tournament so far, I think.
Yeah, that shot that he hit on Emo as well. I mean, like I said, he knew the crossfire was in place. A little bit of an overface potentially from Bolts, but either way, it's just
one of those
really
situations. You've got the
start.
adrenaline pumping through your body. You know it's a 2-on-1. You just want to end it there and then. You don't want to wait. You're just in a horrible situation. RPK, ice through his veins. Just make sure he does what he has to do and saves his team from overtime.
So Titan will now play Virtus Pro. That'll be an interesting matchup tomorrow. That's in one of the semifinals. We'll find out about our second one in our next match, but this desk is standing by to talk about this one.
Thank you, guys. Again, like they said, what a exciting match. For a while there, we were like, oh, Luminosity on a roll. Here we go. They're going to do it. And then Titan.
Luminosity have kind of choked a little bit there, but I want to draw you back to something that I said going into that. I said if RPK could be 80% of the player he was in Source, that would give Titan the extra dimension they would need to be beating these types of teams. Now, that performance, best I've seen RPK play in I don't even know how long. He was making clutches, rifling consistently well. I mean, he pretty much single-handedly won at least 4 rounds I can think of off the top of my head. So that is the difference maker on this map. The problem is, when you're having to dig this deep and pull things out that consistently don't happen, like I don't think we need to talk about an RPK revolution, go over the top. It might just be one good game in isolation. Obviously, he's got that in his locker. So I don't think we can get too carried away with Titan. Ultimately, Luminosity are going to be kicking themselves. They were like, what was it, like 13-6 up at one point? Or something ridiculous?
13-6, yeah.
So it's a great comeback by Titan. Mad respect to Titan. Mad respect to RPK for that performance. But Luminosity, they really should have closed that one out. There's just no two ways about it.
If you just looked at the score and you didn't watch the game, you'd be like, how can a team who can beat Fnatic, who are in good form on the map, how could they beat the Fnatic, all-time great Inferno team, and lose to this Titan that's kind of a bit rocky and still's a bit uncertain on their own maps themselves? But you watch the game and you can see why. Luminosity played a great game on Inferno. They had all the pieces there. They had control of the game a lot of the way. The tempo was going exactly how they wanted. But you can't account for some of those rounds that were won on the Titan side because they were won in such thrilling fashion. Those Titan players themselves cannot have known that they were going to win this game. It was so touch and go. And even on the last situation there, they get down into that scenario, you're like, okay, we're going to overtime here. It's obvious, you know, what are the odds he can pull it out here? So, very unexpected overperformance from RPK. Very exciting play, but somehow, I don't know how they're doing it. Titans winning these games. They're gradually getting a little bit better, a little bit better. They're putting little pieces together, but there's still not like an overall puzzle together that you can look at and go, right, I see what that is. See how they're going to take it forward. So it's weird. We're almost having to begrudgingly big up Titan when they win these games over better teams, but they are doing it.
And
they're doing it, Rich.
What did we talk about in the map before? We're like, hey, Smiths has pulled out a great performance there. I want to bring that up. So they're literally having to get these players who aren't performing super well or perform super well in one map to win one map very closely. Not a good sign ultimately, but you know, signs of life, signs of progression.
Something is happening, though.
Yeah,
I think it's overrated to say, like, when you always say it's confidence when you win, but something's happening in terms of, like, you can see it's almost like they're becoming a team in the sense that, like, they don't have to think, right, it has to be Shox who carries us now. Oh, Smiths, you're going to play bad, but just do what you can. It's not like that anymore. Now they actually start, and you look at the team, and as they're coming together and people are making plays, they're starting to think, hey, there's something here. We're working with something
here. Maybe Shox is the greatest in-game leader of all time, and we never knew it, Duncan.
Maybe Happy held that back in some way from him, you know, and if he could have just saw in his heart to share the role, you know, share your toys, Happy, maybe then we could have had this kind of dual leadership within the team. Well, listen.
Is the toy for him?
Shox has been known to persuade people to share their toys in that way before, you know.
Yeah, so I'm told.
Why can't you share with me? It'd be nice if we can both touch. Reference game and impression game on point scale.
Double points for you.
Of course.
Double points. So, as Matt mentioned, that will mean a Virtus Pro Titan matchup tomorrow. Thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, look, Obviously, it's another day for Titan. They're clinging on by the skin of their teeth in this tournament. They've got better progressively each map. I think Luminosity are going to have nightmares about this, though. So against Virtus Pro, you should think Virtus Pro are going to blow them away. But let's be real. Virtus Pro haven't been convincing in this tournament either. In fact, none of the teams you would expect to win this event. You know, Na'Vi just in the final of a major, out in last place. I mean, this tournament is wide open. It's been a crazy, crazy event.
One of the things that made Virtus Pro mortal today and yesterday is Bialy's been a bit under the weather. He hasn't really impressed so far. They still won series, remember? They still got out in first place.
Yeah.
The problem for Titan when you come into the semi-final is the map pool of VP has the potential to really expose Titan. Like, what, you're going to ban trade? Okay, you play an overpass then. Oh, you want to play Cobble? That's your map. We love Cobble. So I think that's, before you get into any of the players and any of the individual matchups and the team matchup, look at the map pool, and there's some huge puzzles for the Titan guys to solve there. And at the moment, bearing in mind they lost their map here, Cobble, I don't know what map they can go to. So I'm really favoring VP in that one. I'm thinking VP can go to sleep, know that it's going to be fine tomorrow. Titan have got a lot of things they have to think through, or they're going to have to come up with some genius on-the-fly plan, and that's going to be tough against a team of the quality of VP.
All right, well, I think it looks like Launders, with an N, little side joke for people at home, he gave autographs all day and he forgot there was an N in his own name, so we're going to throw him under the bus for that. Make sure when you tweet him, you tell him how to spell his own name.
Very, very good.
He is once again, though, joined by a winner yet again, Shocks.
Oh, my favorite.
Launders, take it away, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? I'm back with the comeback kid once again. How you feeling, man?
Really good.
Yeah. It got tight every single map. Honestly, it looked like Luminosity looked so great, and you would come back, you won 4 subs, you won your standard rifle rounds. They did the same. Did you feel like you were on the same level as them the whole time?
I guess so, because it was a really hard war.
On Inferno, coming down to those last couple of rounds, did you have to consider what they were going to do, or did you want to play your same setup at A and B?
It's like both sides, I guess, because we really wanted to just play our game because it fit really well with Zer and it counters them really well. Yeah. So we just didn't change. We didn't really change anything. Just adapt yourself. You know, just having a little details different every round. And I'm really proud of the team because every player's like put a big effort in. So I'm really proud.
RPK had a couple insane rounds. I feel like he's improved so much since he started playing again, playing CSGO. Feel the same way?
Yeah, he still needs a lot of things to know, like, you know, the more like the game style, the game sense, or things like this. But I know like it will be better and better, and yeah, the tank is coming back.
Nice. And you yourself, you played really well. Consistent performance, top fragging, getting 28, 30 kills on a couple of those maps. Does the calling usually hurts, you know, your fragging ability? For you, how come it doesn't matter?
I don't know, honestly. Just I don't really think about it, you know. I just want the best for the team. So
no excuses. Calling, fragging.
I think if you can do both, really you can.
Maybe it's just you who can do it all. I think you're one of those players. But yeah, man, I don't want to keep you too long. Congrats on the win, and good luck in your match tomorrow versus Virtus Pro.
Thanks.